Today on Bullet Boys we have a very anticipated test. The Corbon 9mm plus P DPX. Now looking at this hollow point, it is first thing you notice is there's no lead, it's a solid copper. This is actually a Barnes bullet that Corbon loads. Corbon did not design or make this bullet, but the company Barnes did. When reading the box, they give you a load here about all Corbon DPX cartridges are assembled using only the finest components manufactured under SAMI specifications. All primers are non-corrosive. Bullets are produced using certified alloys and are drawn to exact tolerances. Safety, accuracy, and dependability are our major concerns. Of course, that's all very good. Here it says, leading the industry with environmentally friendly duty and defense ammunition is Corbon DPX. DPX provides excellent expansion and deeper penetration due to the solid copper bullet. It retains 100% of its weight even after going through hard barriers like steel and glass. Combine these features with the hard barrier penetration capabilities and you have an ideal duty or defense load. I don't know about you, but when it comes to my defense ammo, I'm not too environmentally concerned, but if you are, then that's great. There you go, your Corbon DPX. Excuse me. This is a 115 grain bullet, velocity 1250, energy 399 foot-pounds. I assume that's out of a 4-inch, and unconventional to my typical testing. Today we will be testing out of a 5-inch. Typically I like to use the shortest barrel available to me, but this is what I currently have. 5 inches. I can pretty much guarantee that it's going to work out of a 5-inch, but interested to see what this round does. We'll be testing at a distance of 15 feet into milk jugs, the first one covered with 4 layers of denim.
9mm DPX 5-inch barrel at a distance of 15 feet.
And here's your result. I'd say the box got it pretty close. Now you can see here, let me get a little bit closer, how much this curled back. I think a lot of that's due to the increased velocity of the 5-inch. It is supposed to do that somewhat, but this may have been a little bit of an excessive curl here. You see it's very symmetrical. All the petals curl back. I measured this one to 0.6 on average across these widest points here. But when looking at it, if you kind of add the petal diameters there, or add this diameter here, and then the length of your petal, you realize that this thing was actually over 0.08 at one point, or 0.8. That's pretty impressive out of a 9mm. As you saw in the video there, the first 2 jugs were just blown away. I mean, the impact was incredible. It was a very hard hit. Very hard. I mean, definitely the hardest 9mm I've tested yet. And the first 2 milk jugs were basically split in half and emptied instantly. The third milk jug had this diameter hole, punched clean through, maybe a little bit bigger, big enough to fit my index finger. The fourth milk jug, into it was the same, and it hit the back of the 4th milk jug. So that is quite a bit of penetration. It obviously was its biggest and did the most damage, though, within the first 11 inches, the first 2 milk jugs. After that, you had this solid chunk continuing. I'm really anxious to test this out of a 3-inch or 3.5, Ruger LC9 or SR9. One of those two will be the next test you see with this round. But out of a 5-inch, very, very hard hit, very nice expansion. I'm very impressed with this round. One thing that I'd like to throw out there, I've heard this, I have not experienced it, but with the DPXs, I've heard of, I hate saying this because I hate giving you stuff that hasn't been personal experience or factual knowledge, but I've heard of these rounds somewhat collapsing when they have a lot of ramp engagement, and I did not have that problem with my firearm, but I have almost no ramp engagement on that. But I don't really hold it to be too true. I couldn't really see how this would crush. I mean, I really, you know, torqued on this thing, bit down on it, couldn't get too much warpage out of it. So I just wanted to throw that out there as maybe a precautionary measure that you might want to chamber a few of them before you trust it 110%. I'm sure one day that I'll bite my tongue for this comment, because I have not proven it in any way, and I don't think that that's the case. But anyways, there it is, your Corbon 115 grain 9mm plus P deep penetrating expanding DPX.